Hey guys, I'm Topham, and I'm just going to talk to you a bit about the light paintings that I've done recently. So, in the paintings we use a digital SLR on ISO 200 with an aperture of f8. We also have the shutter speed set to bulb, so once the shutter is pressed down, it closes again once you let go of the button. So I've got my phone here because I used my phone to do the writing. I wrote the word hi. So I put it on. The light might not be too bright now, but when it's dark, it works perfectly. And I've got my torch as well, which is not amazingly bright. So the first picture I did, this one, I did just to do some words in shot, and then I did a pose. Clearly you can see that from the picture. So what we did was, I wrote the words, you write it backwards when you're standing in front of the camera, which is quite tricky to do. You need to turn the light on and off and get all the lines lined up. Luckily I got it first time, but I've done it a few times before, so I know roughly where I should be going. Then we lit up the picture. So when I did my pose, and we had a flash gun. Flash gun was set to the same aperture, but it shouldn't matter. There's other ways you can do it, which I'll go on to in a second. So we opened the shutter. I wrote the word with my phone light. Then I stood back, did the pose, and we set the flash off. Then let the shutter close. The picture then processed, and we had a look at it. So the idea is that once you've done the letters in, that area is burnt, so you can't put anything on top of that area that's been written on. And then we do the flash, and you get the rest of the detail in the picture. So the reason I had the torch is the other picture. This picture, you can see I've got two lines coming out of me and going around. I did this because I wanted to see how well I could have those two lines come up and how well I could light myself up with the small torch that I had. So what I had to do for this one, instead of having a flash go off and light me up entirely, I had to hold myself still, which is why there's so much blurring in it, because I had to light myself up with the torch, switch hands, light the torch up, then light my face up. What we'd done before is have someone with a torch. However, there were only two of us this time, so it became a lot more problematic and a lot more difficult to do anything complicated. We went about it the same way. We opened the shutter, did the lines that we wanted, and then did the painting part of it. So in the other pictures we did a while ago, we've got this outline around me. And what we did here was we had other people working on it. So we had one person doing one colour around one side, another person doing another colour around the other side. We then had someone behind the camera with a torch to shine on the areas of me that we wanted lit up, which gives us a cool effect that we were after. What you can also do is have a light behind, like we did for this picture, and basically paint from behind, which will give you the outline that we get in these pictures. We then coloured in as normal, but what you can do is you can colour someone in on one side of the picture and get them to move and do something else on the other side of the picture, so you can use the same person twice as well. It's quite interesting stuff, but it's complicated to do and you need more than one person to do it. If I could figure out a way to do it with one person, I totally would. But the ideal is at least 3 people, one that can do an outline or do some shapes while the other person poses, and that gets lit up. So one thing I haven't mentioned so far is how we got the focus. So I stood in front of the camera and held the light up against me. We did manual focus so that we could get the right distance, and it comes out with clarity. That's just something that came with working with it. So I held a light up to myself and we just focused then. We used the light to judge where the corners of the frame were, so we didn't go out of frame at all as well. It's just small things like that that can help the picture really stand out. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.